this is what we have discussed, right? So just keep it here. Okay, this is what we have discussed, that in case of single contiguous memory management, the portion of memory is being divided for two particular divisions. One is occupied by the operating system. One section of memory is being reserved for uh, operating system. Another section of memory is being reserved for user space. Okay, user space. So that is there. So, and within this particular user space, we are supposed to allocate the user task. So we have decided the strategy for doing it. Okay, now what we have seen is this in last lecture, and which is very important, is this, but these 3 points, right? These are the points, that poor utilization of memory, poor utilization of processor, and since the memory is being limited, the limited number of jobs must be fitted as per the available space. So this is the case. But the problem which we have here is that we have allocated T2 and we have T3 in pipeline. So T3 is of 100K and 300K is available here. So here the poor utilization of memory is being observed. Now, in order to solve this kind of thing, this particular problem, we have got a concept of partition memory management scheme. We have got a concept of uh, this partition memory management method. Okay, so we have got a concept of partition memory management method. Okay, so the idea which is here in case of partition memory management scheme is that that since this is an extension to a contiguous memory management, this is an extension to contiguous memory management. Method. So the contiguous memory is being divided into partitions. Okay, so simple case is that uh, contiguous memory is divided into partitions. So most obvious question is how. The most obvious question is how. Can we divide a memory physically into a certain block of fixed size, or can we divide it in a logical way? So the case is that there are two probable chances we are going to have. One is physical and second is logical. Okay, so this has never been possible. Physical, you cannot divide a memory physically. Once it is mounted onto your system, physical division of memory is highly impossible, right? You cannot divide that. Okay, but you have a logical division of memory, right? So logical division of a memory. So for this, you need to use an additional hardware. You need an additional hardware which is very active, and that is again what we are going to use. We are going to use bound register here. Okay, and in last session itself we have worked with the bound register. They are usually used for marking boundaries, used for marking the boundaries that we have set, say we have divided a contiguous memory into two sections. One is reserved for operating system, another is reserved for user space. So just to highlight the boundaries between these two sections, we have a bound register. They usually used for protecting the space, right? So this is protection of space. They are used for particularly protecting the space, memory space protection, and also uh, they generate errors if and process uh, tries to access the space other than allocated portion. Right, means if operating system tries to access a user access space, right? So in that case, this register becomes active and they don't allow that particular kind of action as such, right? So the basic idea about here is partition memory management is that contiguous memory is being divided into partitions. The questions are physical partitions or logical partitions. So physical partitions not allowed, logical partitions are allowed, and for to carry out these logical partitions, we have an additional hardware that is called bound registers. So they are implemented effectively here. So all this like in last lecture also we have discussed that all these points we have discussed in terms of uh, concept, hardware, and we have discussed hardware and software, and we have discussed advantages and disadvantages aspect. Okay, so all methods we have discussed, we are going to discuss on to this segment. So as far as hardware is concerned, this is going to be there. Okay, so the contiguous memory is being divided into partition. So what is the objective of this is, objective is to maximize the utilization, maximize the utilization of memory, to maximize the utilization of memory. Okay, so this was the objective, and this particular partition memory management, this method allows most important point that is called multi-programming. And in last lecture itself, we have discussed about multi-programming, which is allowing me allowing to execute more than one task at a time. So this is important. So this is particularly in this particularly multi-programming is allowed, and which is particularly adapted into, we can say, uh, single user multitasking tasking. So SUMT, right, kind of operating system, or multi user multitasking system. So this is called MUMT. Okay, so this is particularly a single user single task single user multitasking system, or you can go for multi-user multitasking system. So the best example that we are going to have is like it can be Windows OS. This is one, or you can go for Linux OS. Okay, so where the more here the example, this example is only just to understand single user multitasking system or multi-user multitasking system. So these both the operating system support you single user multitasking as well as multi-user multitasking. So this is important. So don't forget this. Right, so the important point with these operating system lies here. What? So these two systems are single user multitasking, or you can say multi-user multitasking. These are allowing. Okay, so the interesting point is here is in case of partition memory management, it is an extension to a contiguous memory management method. contigious is divided into partition. So these partitions are physical as well as this partition, like you can think of physical or logical. So these logical partitions are being created. All partitions are logically created. Then in case of if it is a logical partition, then we need an additional hardware. Additional hardwares are nothing but the bound registers we are going to use. In last memory management method also we have seen the bound purpose of bound registers. They are basically used for marking the boundaries. These once they mark the boundaries, they implement the protection of the space mechanism. So means they can generate error if the process tries to access the space other than the allocated portion. This is important. So what is the basic objective behind this partition memory management is to maximize the utilization of the memory. So the method, this particular partition memory management method is allowing the multi-programming, which means allow the user is allowed to execute more than one task at a time. Means whenever the system is allowing to execute one more than one task at an instance of time, then the memory as a resource must be allocated to that particular task. So that is the case. So if you look at the yesterday's single contiguous memory management, the problem was that we have a 1000K memory space. So the problem was this, like just to take a uh, dramatic view of this. So this particular problem was something like this. So we have almost this particular portion. So this is OS, and this OS is say 100K OS. So this is 100K space, right? So total space what we have is about 1000K, and out of which this particular portion is 900. This particular portion is say 900K. So this is 900K. So the task which we have is like we have say for example we have T2, T2 of says for example 600K, right? And we have T3 of say 200K, right? So in this case, as far as single contiguous memory management is concerned, only this portion is being allowed. So means T2 is being allowed. So here T2 600K. So remaining is what? Free, and free is of say 300K, and which is free. So here the case is if this 300K is free, can we accommodate T3? But since this is single user single tasking system, so once this is allocated, we are not able to allocate this. So this will be in the wait only till this is not going to get over. So this is actually problem is with single contiguous memory management scheme. Okay. So but now this entire section we are going to upgrade into this particular way. What we have said is the contiguous memory is divided into some partition. So contiguous memory is divided into partitions. So here we'll take this particular point that contiguous memory is divided into partitions. Contiguous memory is divided into partitions. So the very obvious question is like, okay, if they are being divided, then how they are being divided? Okay, how? Like means like whether we are going to have fixed size partition, or we are going to have variable size partition. Okay, so house. If it is at all, it is divided into partition. Is it a fixed size or it is variable size? And very fortunately, these two methods, like we can have a variable size partition as well as fixed size partition methods here. So this is going to give me, if I am going to follow a fixed size partition, so this is going to give me a method called uh, if it is a fixed size partition, this is going to be a static specification method. Static specification, and if at all it is a variable size partition, it is going to be a dynamic specification. Okay. Okay, so which tells me that in case of if it is going with the static specification, the partition size is pre-configured. Partition size is pre-configured, right? And in this case, in case of dynamic size, partition size is based on size of allocated task, right? But if at all it is going into this particular way, size of allocated task, then still these two things are creating a certain complexities in it. Okay, so means what if the contiguous memory is divided into partition? The obvious question is how. Then we have two methods of it: fixed size, variable size. In case of fixed size, if it is going into a fixed size, we are going with static specification. If it is variable size, we are going with a dynamic specification, right? Static specification stands for partition size is pre-configured here. When it is say pre-configured, then what exactly it means? Then here partition size is based on size of the allocated task. So these two methods we are going to see now into more details. Okay, so let us try to understand as far as the important points are concerned, like hardwares are concerned, we are going to have bound register that is going to fix. Okay, so what is important, like these two methods, like, right, that is static specification as well as dynamic specification. These two methods are giving me an architecture of of software, architecture of software, uh, that is helpful for uh, management of partition memory. Okay, so this two will give me the important aspect called software. Okay, so let us try to look at this particular point as a software point, so you can understand it into a more specific way. Okay, so let us try to understand the first part, that is a part, that is called static specification. Okay, so in case of a static specification, what we need to understand is, we need to understand, since this user space we can say is user space is uh, what logically uh, divided into the user address space, that is user space is logically divided into user space is logically divided into uh, fixed number of partitions. Okay, So fixed number of partitions. So when I say fixed number of partition, there is like there is a specific criteria you need to follow, right? Like you need to follow this. User address space is logically divided into fixed number of partitions. Okay, so fixed number of partitions in like there are two conditions here, that is either all partitions are equal in size, right? Either all partitions are equal in size, either all partitions are equal in size, or second, or second is either all partitions are equal in size, or second is uh, either either uh, all partitions are variable in size and they are pre-configured. They are pre-configured. So which means they are pre-configured. They are pre-configured. So which means either they are in equal size or they are either the variable size partitions and they are pre-configured. So which means, say for example, if we take this user space, this is my user space, right? This is user space. Just to understand this in more clear way. So just to understand this, so this is of how much k? This particular thing is of say, we understood that this is of 900k. Okay, so since this is of 900k, this is of 900k. So if I say that either all partitions are of equal size, so if I am going with this particular first method, if all partitions of equal size, then what I need to decide? Okay, size of partition. If I wanted to make a all partitions of equal size, then I need to decide the size of partition. Say I decided the size of partition as 150k. So simple case. So whatever the total number of available memory is available, so that is divided by the fixed size of the partition. So which is nothing but say 50. So which is nothing but say 900k divided by 150k, so which gives me that okay, I am going to have 6 number of partition. Okay, this is one approach. So by this what is going to happen? I am going to have 6 partitions. Say this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5 and 6. So 1 2 3 4 5 6. So 6 number of partition, and each partition is of 150k. Okay, so this is also 150k. So 150k. So this is 150k. This is 150k. This is 150k. This is 150k. So all these partitions are with this. Okay. So this is one particular example. Now, in case of this second case, right? So this particular 900k, I'm going to divide, say for example, this is 900k. This is total 900k. So we are going to have a pre-configured mechanism. Pre-configured mechanism means like okay, so like okay, I need to have a 6 partitions, let us say, but all these partitions should be like I want one partition say to be of 100k. I want number of partition 100k partition 1. Okay, I need 200k. I need 2 partitions. So 200, 200, 400 plus 1, 500. Okay, then uh, I can have say one partition of say 400k. Say in this case 1. Okay, so how many? There are just 4 partitions. Okay, so I'm going to have 4 partitions in this particular way. I can go with, so this is 4, or if at all it is going to be a 6th partition, so 6th partition can be, say, I have one partition of 50K, right? Right, or say 50K, 50K, 2 partitions, so that is going to be 100. Okay, then I'm going to have one more partition of, say, 100K, so that is 1, so this is 2 and 1 3. Then I am going to have 200K, 200K partitions 2, so it is going to be 2 plus 2, 4 and 1 5. Okay, and I'm going to have a third partition as how much it is, 200, 400, 400, 500, and this is going to be total 600, and I'm going to have 300K 1 partitions. So if you take a total of this, this is going to be 2, this is going to be 6. So this is pre-configured partitions. So pre-configured partition means the the memory is like this. Okay, so this is going to be 250K, 50K, this is 50K, this is 50K. Then you are going to have 100K, this is 100K. Then we are going to have 2 partitions of 200K. Okay, so this is 200K, 200K, this is 3, 4, 5, and this is one partition of, say, for example, 300K. Okay, so which means if this is an approach, if this is an approach of creating a partition, so we can either adopt it, the method into this particular way. So we can go for either a static partition or a static partition by defining the total number of equally sized partitions, or we can have configured size partition. Okay, so this is for handling this much important point. Since the partition is logically created, we need a table structure to manage everything. So that is called, uh, we are going to maintain a partition table here, right? We are going to have a partition table, right? So we are going to have a partition table. Okay, so usually this partition table has a tuple structure, something like this. That is partition number, or say ID, partition ID. Then size of partition. Okay, size of partition. Then I'm going to have status of partition, whether it is available, free, or likewise, whatever it is. Then whether it has certain fragment. So this is the new point which we have got. Okay, so we will try to discuss it. Okay, fragment and total space. Okay, that is size fragment, or it is a task size. Okay, so this is going to be there. So this partition table we are going to maintain. So partition table contains size, status, fragment, and total size. Okay, now let us try to understand this in a more clear way. So we are going to, means like in this case, in case of static specification, it doesn't matter like how the partitions are being created, whether it is a fixed size partitions or it is variable size partition. I mean, the variable size partition which is pre-configured. It is not depend upon the size of the task. It is pre-configured. So pre-configured. So it is like OS has to decide. Now, who is going to decide this pre-configuration kind of thing, right? So the designer, right? Designer of OS decides this. Right? Designer of OS decides this kind of mechanism, like how the partitions are being created. Okay, so since they are pre-configured, so these pre-configured partition designed at once only. So they are not at all variable. So they are designed at once in both the specification in either as fixed size partitions or in pre-configured partitions. They are designed at once only. So this is really